council members were all out and about, and touched base with the various district council members. I know you were all out surveying your districts, but I also had eyes on several of the at-large council members as well, so I know everybody was busy. A reminder that this was not a yesterday event. This is something that evolved over really about 2 weeks. 10 days of steady, heavy, soaking rain day after day filled bios and saturated the soils. Then in the midst of a really torrential downpour very early Sunday morning, we had a tornado touch down on Rockport Apartments out in Councilman Laster's district, and for much of the day we mobilized. At one point there were 200 firefighters out there at the Rockport Apartments. It's a very large apartment complex with 11 buildings that were rendered uninhabitable and hundreds of people displaced. So we had to stand up a full shelter operation, and we were congratulating ourselves that it was a dry run for hurricane season, and really went exceedingly well. And those, again, there are a lot of folks out there who still have no place to live. And then we were hit by torrential rains on Monday, or Sunday night. Was it Monday night? The days gone together. Monday night, in the middle of the night, as everybody times it as the Rockets game was ending. Some parts of Houston had 11 inches of rain in a very short period of time. There's not anything anybody can do to stop flooding under those circumstances, and we were, again, dealing with it as not, unfortunately, a common occurrence, but something with which we are experienced. The low-lying areas of Houston collect water, underpasses collect water. The police department mobilized very quickly to try to block cars from going into flooded sections of streets. But the water began to rise very, very rapidly, partly due to the fact that all the rain that's been falling in central Texas, we're the funnel that takes a lot of that to the Gulf, and the bios began to rise. And instead of the localized street flooding that we experienced overnight, by early yesterday morning we had structural flooding that where the water rose very rapidly, and particularly hard hit in District C, Councilmember Cohen's district. We had eyes in the air from the Houston Police Department as soon as daylight came to survey the rising floodwaters and to do spotting for rescues. At the same time, we were still dealing with the aftermath of the rising waters, particularly again on the interstates and on city streets the night before. Houston Emergency Center in the middle of the night, Monday night, went to full emergency status and completely staffed up. Newport and Mr. Hayes from my staff were over there early. I joined them as well early yesterday morning. I want to commend Chris and Harry for the work that they did helping coordinate, and Janice Evans and the communication team on my side later in the day did an excellent job of working with media to get accurate information out, and hopefully we, Paul Thomas, kept council members appropriately informed. At this point, we are going to be shifting, obviously, from the emergency and rescue to recovery and rebuild phases. But I want us to take a moment and recognize that we have We were saying yesterday that 5 confirmed flood-related deaths with 2 missing. We believe that one of those persons recovered yesterday is one of them that we were listing as missing, so that we believe we have 5 confirmed flood-related deaths and 1 person still missing. And I know all of us offer our prayers and condolences to the families of those lost. We believe that 2 of those recovered and 1 still missing were from an incident where our fire department was attempting a water rescue along Gray's Bayou from a house where the water had rapidly filled the lower levels of the house, and in attempting to remove the folks to safety, their boat struck something in the water and capsized. Fortunately, the 2 firefighters and 1 person in the boat were able to reach safety, but 3 people were swept away. The damage in areas where the bayous went over their banks, particularly Gray's Bayou, but also confluence of White Oak and Buffalo Bayou up here was another particularly bad spot, although there are areas across Houston. Today we are on the ground, going door to door, looking to see potential structural problems. We want to do 2 things. 1, make sure that we check on everybody that's in one of those flooded properties to make sure that everybody's accounted for and safe. But then, second, a combination of Department of Neighborhoods and Public Works inspectors will be going out to make sure that those houses are habitable and can be safely rebuilt. And we are also mobilizing to assist those who need help in rebuilding or repairing their homes. Mr. Hayes is over at the Solid Waste Operations Center today because we're going to be taking flood maps and working from them, trying to go proactively in the neighborhood. Some of those folks yesterday were already beginning to remove, as soon as the water receded, beginning to remove damaged carpet and so forth. And so we want to get ahead of the solid waste